What you might hear on the Dad Podcast can be considered offensive. We have explicit content. You have been warned. Proceed with caution.
Titties!
You're listening to the Dad Podcast.
Let's get started.
Fuck those little kids.
Ahoy, everybody! SpongeBob here. Christmas means presents and mistletoe, sharing and caring. So during this most festive season, please, don't be a jerk. Bring joy to the world, it's the thing to do. But the world does not revolve around you. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas.
Well, I want to start off by saying Merry Christmas to everybody who's listening. And thank you for sticking around with us through this year. It's been hit or miss for a lot of the time, but I promise you, stick around. We are gonna get better. It's gonna make it. We'll have some better content, all that kind of stuff. But again, Merry Christmas. Hope you're enjoying your time with your family. Let's go. So I want to get into, a lot of us right now are enjoying time with our family, getting to, sit at home, watch football, drink, have fun. But I want to say thank you to all those workers in retail and I don't know what you'd call grocery store clerks and liquor store clerks. And, they're out there on Christmas Eve, some of them even on Christmas Day or Christmas evening, Thanksgiving, out there working so that us, the spoiled assholes, can go out there and shop and get mad when they're not working or get mad when it's busy. They're skipping time with their family to be out there and, let us come in and be dicks and buy shit and treat them bad. So thank you, all of you, for putting up with us on these days that you should be spending time with your family. And if you are out shopping, treat them with respect. They're just trying to work and make money. Be nice to them. Say Merry Christmas to them. Have a good time. Let's move on to kids. This is something I've been thinking about for a little while. Kids nowadays, I've been around a lot. In my time, I'm an old motherfucker. Kids are getting spoiled. Kids are so spoiled, and I mean like a different kind of spoiled. Like, yes, I spoil my kids. I like to try to give them everything I didn't get when I was younger. It's not to say I had a horrible upbringing, it's not like I didn't have a roof over my head or food or whatever. I had my parents were divorced when I was young. My mom was working multiple jobs trying to, for 4 kids. So it's not like I was out there with, all the biggest and best of stuff, but I didn't care. And that's just how it is. My kids, I do, in a sense of the word that some people like to use, to spoil them. I do give them a lot of stuff I can, if I can. They usually don't want for anything. And I don't mean I'm out there buying them, $9,000 bicycles or cars or anything like that. But if I can afford it and I have the money to do it, and they want something, I will try my best to get it for them if they deserve it in a way. And yes, I guess, in a sense that is spoiling them. But they're not spoiled to the sense where they don't respect anybody. They may be little turds to me and their mom, argue. Just today, my wife asked my son, my youngest, to go get something out of the car, and he threw a fit and was a little turd about it. But that's a kid thing, I guess, in a sense. And, I mean, he still did it. He got yelled at. He still did it. But then my wife felt bad for yelling at him. And don't feel bad for punishing your kids for being dicks. It's just, they're never going to learn. And to those parents out there who aren't punishing their kids when they're dicks, punish your kids. I'm not saying you have to go out there and beat them and punch them in the face or anything. Take something away. Take their phone away. Take their game system away. I don't know. Teach your kids to not grow up to be assholes. In on that topic, yes, my kids are sometimes assholes to me and their mom, but they are very respectful, very good to other adults and parents. Like I never hear from another parent that my kids are talking back or doing anything. Actually, it's more the fact that my kids are doing things that they ask their kids to do when my kids are over there. And I love that about my kids. And that's another reason why I'm okay with getting them things if I can afford it when they want it. Yeah, sometimes I want to smack them upside their head and call them an idiot or a moron like Red Foreman on That 70s Show. But also there are other times where and most of the time, this is almost all the time, I'm very proud of my kids. You know, at 12, almost 13, for my son to be getting A's and B's in every class, you know, he's into sports and stuff, so that's awesome. My middle child, she has taken it upon herself to do school online, which is very, very difficult for any of you. You know, I've done a few years of college online, and to keep on top of it and to have the drive to get up and go and do it, it's tough, especially as a kid. And for her to do that, you know, and get her studies done and do her things, I'm proud of her for that too. And they were very, very good to other kids. You know, they don't sit there and watch while some kid gets beat up on. They don't pick on other kids. I mean, you know, they make fun of their friends, but who doesn't? Shit, I'm 45 and I still give my friends hard times. That's just, I guess, a sign of a friendship. I don't know, like how you would think of that. But if there's some kid out there who's sitting alone, they'll go and sit with them, or they'll ask them to play with them, or, you know, do something. So I am very proud of my kids, and I do feel that hopefully, in other people's minds too, I am raising them the right way. They are respectful to other people. But if you ever see them at home, they're little assholes. So when is it okay to spoil or give your kids things that they ask for, even if they already have a lot? You know, like is it spoiling? Is it raising them to think they get everything? Because I do tell them no. They hear no. And then when I say no, for the most part, they're like, okay, I really wish I could, but okay. You know, they still try. They try the guilt trip. It doesn't usually work. But when is it okay to do that? Is it not okay? You know, do people think that I'm ruining my kids by letting them have things? I don't know. And honestly, this is going to come across rude, but I don't care. You know, there's no one right way to raise your kids. There's many wrong ways, but the main wrong way is don't be there. You know, I'm there for my kids, and I create memories with my kids, and we have fun. We do things. Yes, I buy them things when I can. And, you know, a lot of the time my wife gets on me about it, but I'd rather spend my money on my kids than, you know, going and eating dinner when I have food here, or, you know, going out to a movie when I can just watch a movie here. I'd rather make my kids happy, buy them things, and see the joy in their faces than you know, anything else. But I do see a lot of kids who are never told no, and who are spoiled, and who treat other adults without respect. And that's where I'm getting at. Like, I think there's a difference in spoiling. There's a difference in the way I take spoiling is just like spoiled food. It's making it bad. It's letting it go bad. That's spoiling. So I don't feel that I'm spoiling my kids. I am getting them things, but not spoiling them. Because in the sense of the word, to me, spoiling, like I said, is growing bad. And so when you're raising your kids to where they have no respect for other people or other people's property, that's spoiling. Letting them get away with that kind of stuff, that's spoiling them, not buying them things. And I guess in this, you know, if you let them treat people like that, then you still buy them things because they throw a fit in a store. Okay, there you go. There's buying things that makes them spoiled. But just wanting to see them happy is not spoiling them. Raising them without respect is spoiling. So I mean, you know, there's that. Since it is Christmas time, my most favorite time of the year, I love it. It's a happy time. The music is always happy, and I kind of feel sad for the people who hate Christmas and who can't stand Christmas music. Something went wrong for that, because most Christmas music is happy, upbeat, fun music. So what made you hate that? Also, how can you not like this time of year? It is beautiful with the lights. More people are friendly sometimes, and then when you're out shopping, they're dicks. But one of my favorite things about this time of year is Christmas movies. I love Christmas movies, and Christmas music. And some of my favorites, I usually have to watch alone because I watch them every year. My wife doesn't really care to watch movies more than once. But Christmas Vacation, my number one favorite Christmas movie with Chevy Chase. Great movie. I watch it every single year, sometimes multiple times a year during this month. Next one would be Scrooged with Bill Murray. Also very funny, great movie. Great take on Charles Dickens classic. There's some new ones that I really like. The Christmas Chronicles. Those are great. My kids are more into Home Alone. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not one of my top. The Grinch with Jim Carrey. That one's a good one. I prefer that one over the cartoon. But one that has caused a big argument with me and other people, and I will never, ever not say it's a Christmas movie, is Die Hard. It literally has all the points of a Christmas movie. And I don't know, I've talked about it on here many times, especially this time of year every year. But if you think about it, the whole story is about a man who flies home to be with his wife and kids on Christmas. The whole entirety of the movie takes place at a Christmas party. Yes, there's shooting, there's action, there's other stuff. But a lot of Christmas movies have stuff like that. It literally is a Christmas movie. It also is full of Christmas music. There's no part of that movie where you can, yes, it's an action, but it is Christmas. Now, if you say because it's action, it can't be Christmas, then how does Home Alone fit as a Christmas movie? The only thing that makes it Christmas is it takes place during Christmas time. It's about a family abandoning their kid, and then there's action as he's beating up bad guys trying to break into their house. So, in that sense of the argument, if you're going to try to claim Home Alone is, you cannot argue that Die Hard is not. But it is. Now, if you're listening and you want to send a message, you can go right ahead, Facebook, our website, anything, and you can let me know. If you know me personally, text me. Text me your opinion on whether you think Die Hard is or isn't a Christmas movie. And I will tell you you're wrong if you say it's not, and I will explain to you why. Now, again, everybody has their own opinion, and they can, and that's fine. But to me, it is and always will be a Christmas movie. You can call it a Christmas movie for dudes. I don't care. It's still a Christmas movie. It doesn't have to be lovey-dovey like Hallmark, where, I go home to visit because I'm in a bad relationship, and then I meet somebody from my past, and we fall in love and make a family together. It doesn't have to be that to make it a Christmas movie. Okay? Shoot, even The Grinch has action in it. Just saying. Sorry, people. I'm also very big into sports, and today is a sports day for me. There's football on TV. I'm checking my fantasy scores a lot. I'm actually playing in fantasy against a good buddy of mine, Chase, who is on this podcast and on Balls and Such. Which again, let's go on to apologize really quick for that one. We are in the beginning phases of the sports podcast. We have missed a lot. We've only done a few episodes. Especially this time of year, it's just hard to get together. Family, work, all that kind of stuff, but it will get better. But yes, I am beating him. Hopefully I continue to beat him because this is the game for the trophy. Chase and I are in the championship match right now. And it's going to be a close one. He's got some good players. Mine aren't performing. My bench is. My bench is huge. But anyways, back onto Christmas. When do you guys feel that Christmas begins? Because for me, the Christmas season, Christmas time begins November 1st. And that is, I don't know, maybe because I spent years in retail. I don't know, because that's when it starts in retail. But to me, it begins November 1st. That's when you can start, getting in the mood. I don't put up my decorations till Thanksgiving weekend. I let Thanksgiving, even though I don't think Thanksgiving is a real holiday, I do not think anything special of Thanksgiving. I don't like Thanksgiving. I will be respectful to my wife who loves it. And I do not put up Christmas decorations until the weekend after Thanksgiving. But in my mind, Christmas season starts November 1st and it ends January 1st. Yes, that gives it 2 months, but whatever. It's, again, the happiest time of year. I do start playing Christmas music in my truck, in my headphones, and at work November 1st. But I don't force other people to listen to it. Well, unless you're in my truck. And then you know what? That's my truck. Get over it. I'm going to listen to what I want to listen to. But at work, I don't sit in there play it out loud until December. Now, on December 1st, all bets are off. My shit's, I got a tree at work that goes up. I got music that's playing on my radio at work. You don't like it? Don't come into my office. If you hate Christmas, I can't be your friend during Christmas season. We can talk in January. But if you hate my favorite time of year, I don't even want to talk to you. Now, Sean, if you hate it, I don't want to talk to you. If you don't, okay, we're still good. I do want to wish Merry Christmas to all the listeners. Some of my family are diehards, and I thank you very much for your support. This year's been a struggle. I've had my ups and downs since this has started. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. Sean, you are another one of them. I honestly did not know, but I hear that my brother-in-law Dylan listens too. So I want to thank you, Dylan. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listening. If you hear something I'm wrong on, tell me. Sean doesn't hesitate. So, let me know. Let's talk a little more about sports, which I know this isn't the sports podcast, but I have wanted something in my house for a long time. I got a little Christmas bonus at work, so I decided to go get it the other day, and I bought my family a ping pong table. Now, am I going to brag that I won 5-0? Yes. Am I going to leave out the fact that it was to my 13-year-old son? No. I beat his ass. He got cocky. Thought he was going to take his old man down. Told me I was old and I couldn't play. And yes, I fell and hit the ground hard at one point, but that's fine. That's a different story for a different day. I still beat him every single game. We played 5 games and I beat him. He didn't even come close. And I whooped his ass. Now, ping pong, the table is useful for many things, obviously. Right now I have my podcast stuff set up on the ping pong table. It is my work table right now. There's the classic game beer pong. I think it's going to work out perfect for Pop Darts. And if any of you haven't heard of Pop Darts, they are a fun game for the entire family. Go check it out. There's these little rubber dart things that you got to throw and try to get close to. I want to say the piece you're trying to get close to is called a wobbly knobber, which is hilarious, or the knobbly wobber. I don't know. But it's a fun game. And to the inventors of Pop Darts, you guys are awesome. You came up with a great game. I love it. I will continue to buy new darts, different colors. They always come out different colors. I want to eventually get the boards. I made some of my own because I'm cheap sometimes, and I made some out of plastic, and they're okay, but their boards are built to last, so I will one day get the money and fork over and get that. But back on to Christmas. Let's talk a little bit about Christmas music. And sorry I jump around a lot. This is just how my brain works. I'm always going back and forth. Music. Like I said, to me, Christmas music is happy music. I mean, there's so much about it. Even the ones that are, there's a lot of funny, like Dominic the Christmas Donkey. Great Christmas music. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile all the time. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Weird Al, one of my favorite artists of all times. The Night Santa Went Crazy. I mean, these are all more of the funny side, the mocking of it side, but they are awesome. I love them. My all-time favorite Christmas song is Last Christmas by Wham. Now, in my opinion, they're the only ones that did it truly right. I do not like, it goes the same with movies. I don't like when you take something and you change it. And, with all these people trying to do it, I don't know yet that I've heard a new version that I liked. And so far, nobody has done George Michael justice with their versions of his song. And until I find one that works, it's always going to be that one. There are new songs that I like. At least to me, they're new. Jimmy Fallon and Meghan Trainor have one out there called Wrap Me Up. I love that song. Ed Sheeran and Elton John have one that I love. So it's not just that I love all the classics. I love some of the new ones, which are okay. And then there's, the country versions. There's the rap versions. Ice Nine Kills. My buddy Chase introduced me to them. They have some great music. They're obviously a little different genre of music than what I normally listen to on the daily. I do love music, so I listen to everything, all genres. I mean, from jazz and classical to death metal. I'm a music guy. I'm polyamorous. But Christmas wise, it's tough for me to get to a lot of the new ones. Because I do like the classics. It's just, I think just like I said, just like my movies, I think they should be one way, and that's because that's the way I grew up with. So Last Christmas, done by Wham and George Michael, should be done that same way. And when you have some girl, I don't even remember who it was, that Ariana Grande or something that did it, and then they changed it around, I don't like it. I will not like it. I've listened to it. I think it's horrible, and I won't like it. But that's just me. Other people might like it. Personally, new kids, younger kids probably do like it because that's more for them and what they know and what they hear. But not for me. And until you guys can do it, and it doesn't have to be exactly like George Michael's version, but don't change it so much. I'll keep checking them out every time I hear it and see if somebody has done it good. But right now, that's it. I want to just get back to movies again. This one's not a Christmas movie. This one is probably going to piss my sister and my niece off, but whatever. There's been huge talk about the Barbie movie that came out this year. There's been multiple times where I almost bought it on Vudu, whatever, to watch and see, because I hear it's been great. #1 movie, awesome, really good movie, all this kind of crap. Well, it finally came out on streaming to watch for free. So I said, why not? And I sat down with my wife the other night and we watched it. And that movie was horrible. I love Margot Robbie. I was very, very disappointed in most of that movie. I did not like it. I thought it was poorly done. I thought it was cheesy. It was just lame. I'm glad I did not pay the money for it, even though it was only $20. I'm glad I never paid to go to the theater to see it. And I feel sorry for anybody who did. Now, if you like that movie, sorry if my opinion pisses you off, but that movie was horrible. I will not watch it again. But also on that, you don't have to take my opinion for everything. I also hated Titanic, and that was a blockbuster hit. I thought that was a horrible movie. Did not like it. Didn't like it at all. So it's not like I'm out here to, I don't have the same movie style or opinion as everybody, but yeah, Barbie was definitely not one I would recommend to anybody. Titanic, I would recommend to certain people because if I know you and I know your style, I might recommend it, but it's just not for me. I didn't like it. I wouldn't recommend Barbie for anybody. Little kids probably wouldn't get it because there's a lot of adult references in it, and a lot of even some political ones, I guess, in a sense. But and those for the adults is just lame. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just a horrible movie. Don't watch it if you haven't. It's a waste of time. There are movies coming out that I want to see. Every year for Christmas, we've always bought our kids on Christmas Eve. They get to open a present, and it's always been matching pajamas for the family and a movie. and then we sit down in our pajamas and we watch the movie on Christmas Eve, right before they go to bed. Well, this year, I guess we're going to a movie instead. So we're going to go see Illumination's new Migration. So maybe next week I'll tell you if that was any good, but it looks funny. And yeah, I'm a 45-year-old man that likes cartoons. I grew up right. What can I say? I will always be 12 inside. I will always love watching cartoons and playing games and having fun. So I'll let you know if that one's any good. I do want to see the new Aquaman. I do want to see, the new Deadpool when it comes out. I'm a movie freak. I love movies. I will see many, 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 many movies. But this year, I guess it's going to be the Illuminations Migration. So we'll see how that is. If any of you have seen it, we can talk about it later if you know me. Let's go. But also, I enjoy the experience of going to the theater. Like, yeah, I know for the most part, if I wait a month, it'll be out and I can buy it for $20 and I can watch it at home for way cheaper than I can by taking 5 of us to the movies. But I think going to the theater is more of an experience too. Not necessarily just getting the popcorn and the candy. It's a fun time. And for us older people, it's kind of a flashback or a memory to back when we were kids and we get, the excitement of going to the theater and watching it on the big screen with the loudspeakers and in the dim room. And it feels like that's going away. And I hope it's not. I hope it fights and I hope the theaters stick around because I love going. And I love the experience. And yeah, it's gotten ridiculously priced. So ridiculous. And I don't know why it's gotten that much. It's just horrible, the prices. And I'm not just talking about the movie. $10 a piece to go to the movies, $10.50. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm thinking back to when I was growing up and it was like $2.50, $5. Now it's $10.50 a person to sit for 2 hours and watch. So for 5 of us, $50 freaking dollars, $60 with tax, just to watch the movie. Makes it so more people would rather just buy them at home. Now, you get past the price of the movie of going, the price of the concessions is ridiculous. $7, $8 for a large soda that cost them 25 cents. Like, I'm fine with, $2, $3 to jack it up to make some money. And with how many people go, and like I said, maybe it's starting to phase out and that's what, I don't know. It's still always busy. I still see so many people at the theater. So why do you feel the need to jack up the prices that much that it's cost me? I mean, again, for 5 of us, my 3 kids, my wife and I, it costs us almost $100 to go to the theater, to go to the movies. That's ridiculous. So I do understand the appeal to waiting, buying it, and watching it at home. So I guess what I'm saying is you're ruining the experience for us, okay? Big wig corporate execs who deal with the theaters. You're ruining the fun and the appeal of going to the theater to watch the movie, the joy that it would bring to people because you're making it ridiculous for people to go. I remember when I was a kid in the summertime, there was always camps and all this other stuff you could do, but the theater where I grew up in Jerome always had like these summer movie things. Like during the day, parents are at work, kids are bored. You could go to the theater and it was cheap, very cheap. Popcorn and stuff was cheap and you can watch movies. And it wasn't always new movies. It could have been classics. It could have been, The Goonies. It could have been, something even older. But it made it fun and it gave kids something to do. And they don't do that anymore. I mean, their discount movie is more expensive than sending a kid away to camp. It's ridiculous. So maybe we need to work on that, people. Maybe we need to search into that and see, like, why are we doing this? Why is it so expensive? Why are we being shitheads about it? Why does everything have to be about money? Why can't it just be about joy and fun? I thought about it. I really would love to have one of those big outdoor inflatable projector screens. It'd be awesome. But you can only use it at night or in a dark room or something. How awesome would it be? One thing, I'm like other people. Like I dream about winning the lottery. And the one thing I would want, or one of the things that I would want to own, startup, whatever, would be a theater. But I wouldn't show new movies. I would introduce people to the classics. Rebel Without a Cause, Arsenic and Old Lace. I mean, the Goonies, all the way up through like the 90s. And I know you can go and buy those cheap and you can see them at home, but honestly, how many of you younger people that listen, if there are any, or how many of you adults that have kids, how many of them got to experience Jurassic Park in the theaters? Because I'm telling you what, I did, and that was awesome. When the seats were shaking, when the T-Rex was growling, and it was awesome. And you can't get past that. Like, that experience is the best. And it sucks that we don't have that anymore. And it sucks. I think it sucks for our kids. It's horrible. So if I ever win the lottery, just know I will be opening a theater that shows the classic movies. Kind of like, we kind of have that here. It's called The Egyptian. I love it. It's a cool place. But the problem with that is it's not always what they do. They have shows. I've seen comedy shows there. I've seen some other stuff there, which is, I mean, good for them. Get their money. It's an awesome old historical building, which is cool. But what I'm talking about is an actual, I don't know, even if it's only 4 rooms, even if it's only 2, that shows the classics. People can watch the classics. I mean, as an adult, I would love to, go back and watch The Goonies again in the theater, Back to the Future in the theater, and just experience it. It's just, I don't know. That's just me. I'm a movie dude. I like that shit. Well, I want to get this out today so you guys can hear it. Sorry, it's not going to be the best. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy, watching my kids' faces when they get their stuff. One last thing. How many of you out there are still letting your kids believe in the magic of Christmas and believe in Santa? I will always believe, whether it's the fact that you believe that a magical man flies down your chimney and puts the presents out, or you believe that it's the Christmas spirit is Santa, or the magic of Christmas is Santa. I will always believe Santa is real. Santa is in my heart. Santa will forever be real. And I push my kids always. The Santa is real. So Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a great time. Enjoy your family, your friends. Yeah. Dad bods out, bitches.